You know the difference between a small tweak and a genuine breakthrough? Well, what if I told you it comes down to one specific skill? It's not magic, it's a way of thinking called divergent thinking. And today, we're going to break it all down. I mean, you've been there, right? Staring down a problem so big, so messy, that there's just no clear answer. The usual playbook? Totally useless. Well, these are exactly the kinds of problems that are shaping our world, and, you guessed it, they need a totally different way of thinking. So here's the game plan for today. We're going to start with the kinds of problems we're up against. Then we'll dive into the possibility engine that helps us tackle them. After that, we'll talk about the mindset you need, the actual tools you can use, how to know if it's working, and finally, why this is going to be an essential skill for the future. All right, first things first, we have to get a handle on the landscape we're dealing with. And look, we're not talking about your standard crossword puzzle here, where there's just one correct answer. This is a whole different ballgame. They're called open-ended problems. Think about it. How do you govern AI or solve climate change? There's no instruction manual for that stuff. You can't just follow steps A, B, and C. These problems demand that you explore, that you get creative. And that's precisely where our normal step-by-step thinking just hits a wall. Okay, so if the old way of thinking is broken, what's the fix? Well, it turns out there's a really powerful tool for this. Let's fire up what we call the possibility engine. And this definition, it just nails it. This isn't about being creative in some fluffy artistic sense. No, it's a systematic engine. Its whole job is to expand what you think is possible. It's a machine for generating new options, especially when things get messy, the stakes are high, and you have no idea which way to go. But, every engine needs fuel, right? And for this one, the fuel is your mindset. It's the psychological bedrock for everything else we're about to talk about. And what's so cool is that this mindset isn't just one vague thing. It's made up of these specific parts. You've got possibility thinking, which is all about asking what could be, instead of just what is. Then there's that why not attitude, which is about taking risks, imagination, spontaneity, and this idea of exploratory thinking. It's about actively running towards uncertainty, not away from it. Let's double-click on this why not attitude for a second, because this is huge. Think of it like a switch in your brain. We're all hardwired to play it safe, right? To immediately think, oh, that's too crazy, or that'll never work. This attitude is about consciously flipping that switch. It turns that fear into curiosity and gives you the green light to explore ideas that most people would dismiss in a heartbeat. All right, so we've got the mindset, the fuel is in the tank, now it's time to open up the toolkit. We've talked about the what and the why, now let's get into the how, the actual practical techniques you can use to generate a ton of new ideas. First, let's just be clear about the huge shift we're making here. We're stepping away from that straight line, predictable A to B to C kind of thinking. Divergent thinking is all about non-linearity. It's about making these big jumps and leaps in your mind, letting ideas pop up from weird connections. And trust me, that's where the really game-changing stuff comes from. Okay, first tool in the box, and it's one you've probably heard of, brainstorming. But here's the one rule to rule them all, the thing that makes it actually work. You have to suspend all judgment. I mean, turn off that inner critic completely. Our brains are so quick to say, nope, bad idea. You have to fight that instinct. The goal here is just pure volume, quantity before quality. Just get a flood of ideas out there before you even think about analyzing them. All right, next up, we've got a fun one. Juxtaposition. This is basically about creating innovation by crashing things together. You take two ideas that have no business being in the same room, like, say, biology and computing, and you just force them to hang out. And it's in that weird, unexpected mashup that brand new hybrid ideas are created. And then we have lateral thinking. Now, this isn't just about thinking random thoughts. It's a structured technique for breaking out of your usual mental ruts. It's all about deliberately poking holes in your own assumptions. Like, you could ask yourself, okay, what if the complete opposite of what I believe is true? It's a way to force your brain off the beaten path and onto roads you never even knew were there. So you've done the work, you've got the mindset, you've used the tools. Now what? What's the payoff? How do you know if you've actually accomplished anything? Well, the output isn't just a chaotic pile of sticky notes. You can actually measure it in 3 key ways. First up is fluency, and this is super simple. It's just the sheer volume of ideas you come up with. And I know, it sounds like quantity over quality, but here's the secret. Quantity is the path to quality. The more shots you take, the more likely you are to hit a home run. It's just a numbers game.
But of course, just having a lot of ideas isn't the whole story. The second metric is variety. So you came up with 100 ideas, but are they all just slight variations of the same thing? Are they all tech ideas? Or are you exploring policies, social stuff, new business models? Pushing for that variety is how you make sure you're not stuck in a rut and you're covering all your bases.
And that brings us to the grand prize, the holy grail of all of this: novelty. How truly new is your idea? How much does it break from the past? I mean, fluency and variety get you in the game, for sure, but novelty is what wins it. It's the difference between building a slightly faster horse and inventing the car. So let's bring this all home. Why is this so important right here, right now? Because, let's be honest, the world's problems aren't getting any simpler. This isn't just some interesting mental exercise. This is a must-have skill for anyone who's serious about shaping what comes next.
And this is where we come full circle. You look at the big stuff: AI safety, national policy, frontier tech. These are the ultimate open-ended problems. The answers aren't in a textbook somewhere. They haven't been written yet. In these fields, divergent thinking isn't just a nice to have. It's absolutely non-negotiable. It's about survival. It's about progress. So look, the tools are there, the mindset, totally achievable. And those big, hairy, global challenges, they're just sitting there, waiting for new ideas. So really, the only question that's left is for you. What future are you going to build by thinking differently?